Greetings to everybody. I hope everybody is well. And now we continue in the 6th chapter about the patience and the paramita of patience. And we are on stanza number 114. Last time it was said that we need to show some kind of respect to the sentient beings as we show, or that we show to Buddhas and enlightened beings. Now some discussions about that. And there I will read out the Tibetan first. Sambi yöten rangi min dribuli tin chombar senche namla yöten desir telo nyambayin. Shamsam denla chöpa kon tene senche chewani. Sonji tepi sunam kon tenyo sonji chewani. Sonji chundrup chayo pa tena telo nyambarindu. Yöten janson tayepi sonji namdo nga minyam. Yöten chu jibuyi yöten shi tsam nga hi la dona wo telan chötun de kamsun panyu chungwan jir. Sonji chunju shewe shi senchen namla yupi na nzitsam toki chatuni senchen chujir riparan jurus. So this is so the translation is the stanza number 114. Not in the qualities of their minds, but in the fruits they give are they alike. In beings too, such excellence resides, and therefore beings and Buddhas are the same. You know, if you say that, you know, the question asked was that if you think, you know, if you say that we have to give the same respect to the sentient beings as to the Buddhas, then how can that be? Because, you know, Buddhas are perfect and they have so much qualities, and sentient beings do not have those qualities. If you say that, then here it's saying that we are not talking about the qualities, not the qualities of their minds. Of course, we cannot compare, you know, the qualities that the Buddhas have, the great perfections they have, and then, you know, the sentient beings that are totally, you know, full of sufferings, full of weaknesses and negative emotions and things like that. We are not talking about that. But in the fruits they give are they alike. Because Buddha became Buddha, because they generated, you know, loving kindness and compassion, you know, immeasurable compassion. And how do we get that kind of a compassion, you know? So we need to have some people or something that will, you know, that will awaken those kind of compassions. And so the sentient beings are those. Because without sentient beings, you know, there is no one that we can open our hearts and generate compassion. And even Buddhas, why do we worship Buddhas and why do we respect Buddhas? Because they have so much compassion and kindness to all the sentient beings. So, because sentient beings generate that, sentient beings are able to bring that fruit or that generate that kind of situation in our mind. Therefore, we should also respect sentient beings. In beings too, such excellence resides. Not only that, but every being, all the sentient beings also have the essence or the what can you say, the quality, the seed of that wisdom and compassion that Buddhas have. And so therefore, although they are not Buddhas yet, they can become Buddhas or enlightened beings, and therefore beings and Buddhas are the same. For us, we should treat sentient beings with the same respect, same kind of gratitude, same reverence as we treat the Buddhas. 115. Offerings made to those with loving minds reveal the eminence of living beings. Merit that accrues from faith in Buddha shows in turn the Buddha's eminence. So, those people who have lots of loving kindness and compassion, and if we, make offerings to them, or if we respect them, and if we make positive, connections with them, that will bring positive things, we learn things from them, we get the positive results by connecting with those people with great loving kindness. Merit that accrues from faith in Buddha shows in turn the Buddha's eminence. And also, we merits that accrues from faith in Buddha. That we have faith, those who, if we show the faith and reverence and, what can you say? If we understand the Buddha, and if we know the qualities of the Buddha, and therefore we have devotion and faith in Buddha, then we, when we see the Buddha's qualities, Buddha's, what can you say, what a Buddha is, the more we see what a Buddha is, the more, our devotion, our faith increases in the Buddha. And that the more we understand that, our reverence, our trust, our understanding of the Buddha increases. And because of that, then, we also come to understand clearly what we should work on, what are the things that we need to develop in ourselves, what are the things we need to reduce in ourselves, and what kind of path we should follow in our life, and all these things. So therefore, if of such a gathering of supreme excellence, a tiny part appeared in certain beings, the three worlds made in offering to them would be a very little thing. So therefore, if of such a gathering of supreme excellences, these great enlightened beings, all the Buddhas, and the Buddha's qualities and Buddha's knowledge and Buddha's wisdom and Buddha's compassion and all kind of excellences they have, even a little part of that, Buddha's qualities, a tiny part of that Buddha's qualities appears in some sentient being or some being, even then it becomes worthy of making a great offering to them. That the three worlds made an offering to them would be very little thing. Even somebody has the most tiniest fraction of the qualities of the Buddha that we see in a certain person, he is or she is worthy of, all the offerings. So therefore, since there lies in beings a share in bringing forth the supreme and enlightened state, by virtue of this spirit alone, it is the right that I should reverence them. So therefore, all these sentient beings can generate that kind of, sentient beings are the objects of my compassion, of Buddha's compassion, and Buddha's generate compassion because of the sentient beings. So therefore, the sentient beings are cause of becoming a Buddha. One. Second, every sentient being has the seed of Buddha's, qualities, whether it's compassion, whether it's wisdom, whether it's helping sentient beings, and all those things. So therefore, to make the offering to the sentient beings is equally important and equally worthwhile and equally, what can you say, necessary than to make offerings to the Buddhas. And actually, in one way, if you look, it is more necessary, more important to make offerings to the sentient beings. Here they don't say help sentient beings. It says make offering to the sentient beings. I think it's very important because, when we say help sentient beings, it's there is a kind of a sense that I am higher, I am, bigger, I'm more important, and then I kind of try to help those sentient beings who are, much worse than me, who are, kind of down there, who don't have too much qualities and too much, great potentials and things like that. So helping them. That's not the attitude here. The attitude here is making offering. Making offering here is like I have the opportunity to make an offering to these sentient beings in terms of, whatever, offering material things, food, shelter, medicine, anything, anything that will that I can make offering, like making offering to the Buddhas. When we make offerings to the Buddhas, we don't think that, oh, I'm helping Buddhas. I am doing something that Buddhas have to be, that Buddhas don't have, and looking for something, looking for some help, and that's why I'm giving. We don't see like this. We say that we have the chance to make an offering, because they have everything. They are not lacking anything, but because of our reverence, because of our devotion, we make offering. In the same way, when we make the offering to the sentient beings, then we don't do it with arrogance, we don't do it with pride, we don't do it with the kind of some expectation of gratefulness, or that they will be returning that. We just make an offering. So with that, that's why I think it is saying this. It is right that I should reverence them. It is very not only right, but also necessary, and it's seen as a great opportunity that I can make offerings to the sentient beings. And making several offerings to the sentient beings, we should treat it as same thing or same way that we make offerings to the enlightened beings. And if we see it like this, then we don't make too much. We don't make any difference for making offerings to the Buddhas and offering to the sentient beings. And when we have that kind of understanding, then if we respect the sentient beings, if we see the sentient beings in that kind of a positive, good perspective, then we also can understand. We can that we don't need to have wrong intentions, whether it's coming from arrogance, whether it's coming from kind of looking down, anger, hatred, malice, even that we want to get something from them, not like that, but with true kind of honor, reverence, and then we will. If we have that kind of an outlook, that everybody that we see around is either with many positive qualities. Each sentient being has their own positive qualities. Or these sentient beings are somebody who can bring out or awaken some positive qualities in myself, or some transformation in myself. So if I see like that, then if they are nice, they are kind, they do something good to me, I will be very happy, and I will be very respectful, I will be grateful. But if they do something not so nice also, then I can see that I can generate something very transformative in me, like patience, and things like that. So therefore, I will not get angry or upset or things like that. I see it something like a blessing, like a training, like a teaching. So when I start to see in this way, then everybody becomes my teacher. So therefore, there is no reason why I should be upset and angry and hateful and unhappy. So this is, I think, we stop here. This is 118.